Most Venerable Bhikkhu Sangha and friends in Dhamma, I feel so grateful, so happy being given this opportunity to participate in this historical Buddha Dhamma Summit. The world needs Buddha Dhamma today. With all the violence and misery prevailing everywhere, people are so unhappy, so miserable. Buddha Dhamma is the only remedy for the suffering people around the world. And Buddha's Dhamma is such that it is acceptable to one and all. If people are made to understand what is the real teaching of Buddha, and if they are made to practice the teaching of Buddha, I have found nobody who objects the teaching of the Enlightened One. I was fortunate that I was born in Dhamma land, Myanmar. I was brought up in this Dhamma land, Myanmar. But I was born in a very staunch, conservative Hindu family, brought up in the atmosphere around me, where people had great misunderstanding and misgivings about the Buddha and his teaching. I was brought up in that environment. But fortunately, a blessing in disguise. I started suffering from a very severe type of migraine for which there was no treatment in my motherland. The best doctors here, my family doctor Om Prakash, and the famous doctor here, Colonel Min Singh, they tried their best. Whenever the attack of migraine comes, they tried to give me different kinds of painkillers. Nothing worked. They started giving me morphine injection. After a few years, the doctors were worried that I may soon become addicted to morphia. Somehow I must come out of it, but there was no solution. Then my doctor said, "You keep going around the world for your business, forget business, and go once round the world to come out of the morphia. We know that migraine and the special type of migraine from which you are suffering, there is no remedy. But you can come out of morphia. There must be some other painkiller which will help you." With their advice, I went out, spent a lot of time and money with the best doctors in Switzerland, in Germany, in England, in America, and Japan. Came back worse. None could help me to come out of morphia. Migraine far away. It was a blessing in disguise. A friend of mine, who was then the Attorney General of the government of Myanmar, and who was also Secretary General of the first Sangha. He advised me that yours is a psychosomatic case. There was a lot of ego, lot of anger, lot of aversion. All those impurities were there. If you take a course of vipassana, you will be out of these impurities. Your problem will get solved. Vipassana. From the very childhood, I was taught Buddha is great because he is incarnation of God Almighty Vishnu. But his teaching, never go to his teaching. That is dangerous, not for us. And now I am asked to go for vipassana. That is the teaching of Buddha. Oh no, no. I was taught Swadharame nidhanam shreya paradharmo bhayavaha. Better die in your own religion, but never go to another religion. This was a training given to me. Buddha's teaching is another religion. I better die in my grain, but I won't go. Then my good friend told me, why not meet the teacher and understand what the teaching is? I went to meet my coming teacher, Sayadaw U Ba Khin, a householder, first Accountant General of independent Myanmar. When I went to meet him in his house, the whole atmosphere was so peaceful. Such a saintly person. And when I told him that I have come to him for my problem of migraine, very compassionately he said, Goenka, don't come to me. You are devaluing such a high spiritual path which will liberate you from all the miseries of birth and death, and you want to use it for this disease? Don't come. If you want to come to purify your mind, to develop love, compassion, goodwill for everyone, then come, you are welcome. Very frankly, I told him, sir, I am born in a very staunch Hindu conservative family, and we have lot of misgivings about Buddha's teaching. How can I come to your course, sir? He smiled and said, Goenka, you are leader of the Hindu community in this country. Tell me, in your religion, any objection for morality? Sila, morality? How can there be any objection for morality? No religion of the world has any objection for morality. No, sir. No objection. In these 10 days I will teach you morality, Sila. But how can you practice morality if you don't have control over your mind? I will teach you how to control your mind, how to become the master of your mind. You are a slave of your mind. I will teach you samadhi. Any objection? In my Hindu literature, I had read so much about samadhi. This rishi has gone in the forest and practiced samadhi. That muni has gone in the forest and practiced samadhi. I am a householder. If somebody teaches me samadhi, if somebody teaches me how to control the mind, wonderful. No, sir. In our religion, no objection for samadhi. Again he smiled and said, Goenka, samadhi is good, no doubt. But it won't take you to the final goal of full liberation from all the miseries. It will calm down your mind. It will purify your mind to a certain extent. but at the depth of the mind, your great store of impurities, we call it anusaya kilesha. Unless that is eradicated, you are not liberated from your misery. To eradicate the deep-rooted impurities of the mind, to change the behavior pattern of your life, we teach another technique, and that we call panya. Any objection? Oh, in my Gita, I had been reading and I have been giving lectures on panya. We call it pragya. Pragya? Just giving lectures. I never practiced what pragya is, what panya is. And this saintly person says that by practicing panya, I can come out of all the impurities of the mind. And I knew I am suffering from these impurities. The ego was so strong. There was so much anger, passion, lust,